What is going on today, you beautiful people? I'm getting ready to go out on a camping trip. Next week, I'm preparing the Tacoma here behind me. What do we got to do? Well, my tent is in rough shape. My rooftop tent, that is. I've used it for over 2 years, and I lived out of it during that time as well for 7 months, and it's been through a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this tent open and show you guys what's wrong with it and see if I can fix it. Don't judge too hard. I am filming in direct sunlight right now, and if you've never picked up a camera, it's not the most easiest thing to do in direct sunlight. But I do need sunlight to fix the problem on the tent because the problem is mold. So we're gonna have to dry this tent out, and we need sun to do that. Let's go ahead and open this tent though. Okay, now that the tent is open, I can show you guys a little bit closer this mold I'm talking about. It's pretty bad. It started last year, and it's honestly one of the downsides of having a rooftop tent is the possibility of it getting moldy, especially because it's not like a $30, $70 Walmart tent. These are usually $1,000 or more. So when they get moldy, it's serious, and you don't want your tent to be ruined. So I'm gonna do a little test to try to fix it here. I've tried to manage it with some homebrew stuff I saw online with baking soda and vinegar in the past. It helped a little bit, but didn't completely kill it. And now that this tent is coming to the end of its life, I'm going to try some spray on Great Value mold killer. The reason why I didn't want to do this is because usually they contain bleach, and that bleach can dry stuff out and make stuff crack. But worst case scenario, I'm already planning on buying a new tent and I ruin the tent. Not a big deal. Best case, I get another year out of it and I can prolong having to get a tent. So let me show you guys the mold. All right, I'm gonna try my best to show you this, but do you see all this black stuff here? And it gets real bad underneath here, look at that. So that is mold, and it's really bad up here in the front, that's facing the front, or I guess the back of the truck, because I can never get this to really dry out because of the way it folds and the way that my bed rack is. So it's always like weird and like rolled up a little bit like this. See that? It's like rolled up right there. So yeah, this is the problem, and it's starting to grow up here, and it wasn't too bad of an issue last summer because it wasn't on the inside, but now it is starting to get on the inside of the tent, which is a shame. And this is the inside of the tent, and if you guys remember in some of my other videos, I mentioned to make a rooftop tent a little bit more comfortable, you get this foam mattress topper. Well, this is good if you use your tent often and you air it out good. But human bodies naturally make condensation when you sleep in tents. This is how it is. And sometimes this gets wet and just never gets dry. And that is not helping with the mold. So I'm actually going to be pulling this out. It's a good idea for living in the truck when we're always opening up the tent. But when we only been using it every month or so now, it just doesn't have enough time to dry. So here we are in the tent. You can see that mold. Very gross. You don't really want to be sleeping in this right now. It's on this side as well. So we're gonna try to clean this up. It's pretty gross, so it makes us want to get a new tent. Really not good to be breathing in that mold. Again, back here along this back side, we have it coming in too. Now, this all has to do with, I think, the way my bed rack is. You see how there's not much gap here? And I can never get this to like fully extend. Yeah, it's just never fully extending, and it never really dries when we go camping, even if we leave it out to dry like this. So here's my solution. I'm going to be using this Great Value mold and mildew remover. Hopefully this helps remove the mold from it and doesn't completely destroy the tent, because I would like to get at least another year out of this before I destroy it, but I got to get that mold out of there because it's not good to be breathing in. Oh, also to note, I'm pretty sure this is bleach heavy. I just sprayed it on. It may stain it. It also will probably stain clothes, so don't wear something that you don't want to get stained. So after about 5 minutes, you're supposed to wipe it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it off. All right, so I just sprayed all the spots that I saw mold on the tent. It is to be noted, I don't know if this is gonna work. So this is not a copy me and do what I do. This is probably gonna be a more of learn from my mistakes type of video. We'll see. So I'm just gonna let it sit up there and dry out with that stuff on it, and hopefully the mold is no longer there. I don't really feel comfortable even using that tent. The inside's pretty gross. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you would still use a moldy tent like that, or if you would get rid of it and get a new one. I'd love to hear from you guys. I don't really know how to move forward if the mold is still there, and I don't want to keep using it. That's just me though. While I'm waiting for that, because I'm also waiting for my hot water tank to clean up, I'm trying to make it not stink. With a lot of waiting today, I'm a little bit bored. So I think I'm going to prepare the truck for the adventure. I'm going to go ahead and throw my solar panel case on top of my roof and get the shower awning back up, because we're going to be using both of those most likely on this trip. So I'm going to throw them back up there. While I'm just sitting around doing nothing and waiting, I'm going to go ahead and replace the windshield wipers on my truck. I've had it for 66,000 miles, and I've only ever changed these once. So definitely due to change them. I get the cheapest ones for Walmart for $7. Why not? Go. And just like that, new windshield wipers on. It took longer than I wanted it to. Right, side facing towards the truck. Let's check this flap. Still there a little bit, but that is a lot better than the last time we checked. We're here, looking a lot better too. Let's go inside the tent and see how she's looking. All right, so it's actually doing pretty good. I'm gonna spray it, I think, one more time. A little bit right there I didn't get. On this side, looking pretty good. You can see where it's kind of stained from that spray, but can't really tell from the outside. As I am still waiting, as you can't tell, I have a little bit of ADD. I'm going to be planning out the trip to West Virginia with these maps. If you live on the East Coast, you should check out these maps. They're sick. So on to my continuation of avoiding, or I guess waiting for this to be done and try not to be bored. I'm gonna go ahead and mount my 23-0 case on the roof rack again, because we're gonna be using it next weekend. If you weren't here in another video, we mounted a solar panel, 100-watt panel on top of this. Mounts to the roof. Pretty sweet setup. We put our clothes and stuff in here, blankets, whatnot. It is still watertight and keeps the dust out with the seals. So sweet setup to have. And I just throw it back up on the truck, even though I just took it off like a week and a half ago. But since we're going on an adventure, it needs to go back up. So as you guys see, I now have things back up on the roof rack. Took me about 10-15 minutes to put up on the roof rack. Pretty easy. Now I got some storage up there and a solar panel. And then I also installed my shower awning so I can take a shower and use the bathroom when we go out on this trip. So I really like this setup, and I like having all the stuff just sitting in my basement so I can throw it back on the truck whenever I want to go out on a trip and take it off so it doesn't look all cluttered and crazy when I'm just driving around using it as a daily driver. But now we have waited long enough. I have to go mess with my hot water tank. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to let this tent continue to dry. I know you guys don't really care, but look how gross the water is coming out of this hot water tank. Well, as this video's getting a little bit out of hand, we're doing a lot of things today. It's Sunday. That's how we do it. Check the grill station out. That's good looking stuff. Gonna go ahead and take another look at the tent, see how the mold's coming. Looking a lot better under there. Just a little piece right there. Come around the other side here. It's looking pretty good on the sides. Check underneath. Looking real good underneath. Check the other side. On the inside, looking real good. Not even seeing any. Maybe a little bit there in the pocket. It's looking a lot better, and it just smells very clean in here. Same thing on this side, looking a lot better. Not really even seeing any. You can see the discoloration there where I sprayed it though. Maybe a little bit right there. Might have to spray that again. I think we did a pretty good job cleaning up the mold for the most part. I'm happy with how it's looking. It's not perfect, but you know, it's better than what it was, and I do feel comfortable using it for the rest of this camp season. Moving on to next year, I'm switching out the tent. I got some cool plans. You're gonna like it? I think so. What do you guys think about that dinner I made though? Like, oh, really good dinner. Thank you for coming with me on this Sunday of prepping and working on my house. It's been a long day. It's been a day of waiting. It's been about 10 hours of waiting and just hanging out at my house, but we got a lot done. Thank you for coming with me. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It means a ton to me. We're on a road to 10,000 subscribers, and if you subscribe, we're going to be one step closer. Also, I do want to give a little, you know, be careful if you copy me kind of disclaimer here. If you do spray stuff on your tent, it does remove the waterproof qualities of the tent. Most of these tent manufacturers pre-spray the tents when you get them, and they're water resistant, not waterproof, but water resistant. That water resistance goes away over time, and you have to respray your canvas. They sell this spray at Walmart, Amazon, but I just want to let you guys know that once you spray it with something like that cleaner that I did, that waterproof spray is removed. So when it rains on there, it's gonna soak in. I recommend after you clean it and it's fully dry, go ahead and spray it with that waterproof spray that you can get at Walmart. Make sure that it doesn't get moldy again when it gets wet and soaks up. I don't have any of that spray. I thought I had some in my basement, but I don't. So I'm gonna have to open this tent up again and spray all the spots that I already hit it with. Honestly, I don't care too much because I'm getting rid of the tent, so maybe I won't. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to head out. Do me a big favor. Check this video out right here. It's very good, and I will see you guys in the next one.